Hello people! With this video I want to show you the raid boss Adina and explain the most important mechanics. In the description you can find the timestamps which will get you to the parts of the fight that you are interested in. Adina is one of the two possible first bosses of Wing 7 together with Sabir. And so far Wing 7 is the only wing which you have a choice in of which boss to go for first. Adina is tanked by the person with the highest toughness, and power damage is overall preferred over condition damage, but conditions work as well. CC is not needed. Apart from the phases, every 25%, this fight only really has one mechanic chain, the pillars. Before starting the fight, players want to group up behind the pillars. Usually the commander will mark 5 people. Behind each pillar, you want to have one person with and one person without a marker. The players who get the markers are usually support players, except for the tank, and DPS classes that can possibly go on range as well. Of course, there are also other ways to set this up without the markers. This depends on the group and the commander you go with. The ones who don't have a marker want to remember who they are paired with, as at some point during the fight they will go behind a pillar with the same person they stood with at the start. The pillars will then protect you from one of Adina's attacks, throwing a rock at every person, which would down you if you're not behind a pillar. So how does this work during the fight? Adina will start with the pillar destroying attack right away, so you wait as groups of 2 behind each pillar until they are destroyed. You can mount up to avoid the initial damage. After that, the players who do not have a marker want to be as close to the boss as possible. The ones with marker should be a little bit behind them. Just taking one step back is enough, you still want to be close for boons and so on. The 5 farthest away players will then be chosen to soon have a pillar spawning on them. You will see a big message on your screen telling you have been targeted by tectonic upheaval, and you will have an orange AoE on you. With this AoE, move out of the group to place the pillar there. Try not to place it too far away, but not too close on the group either, as there will be an AoE damage and immobilize where the pillar spawns. As soon as the shape of the AoE changes, it will not follow you anymore, and you can go back to the group, continue damaging, giving wounds and so on. A moment later, there will be an eye above Adina's head. This tells you that an attack is about to happen. You want to turn away from Adina, else you will be blinded. This blind is an effect which cannot be removed like the condition blind. The marked players go to the pillars they have placed, and the others go to the ones they are paired with. This way there should be 2 people on each pillar. The pillars will at most protect 2 players from Adina's attack, and 2 players are needed for the pillar to be destroyed. You don't want to leave pillars up, as they would buff the boss. After the attack, when the pillars are destroyed, if everything went as planned, you will keep repeating the mechanic the same way. That means, again, the players without marker will go close to the boss, the ones with marker will be a little bit farther away, and so on. You do this until you face the boss. Now, some more info about placing the pillars. Please note that anyone can get a pillar depending on their positioning, even if they were not assigned to get it. So still move out if you get one. Pillars should be placed behind and to the sides of Adina, but never in front where the tank is. It is possible to merge pillars by placing them on top of each other. However, you do not usually want to do this unless you have lost 2 or more players. For example, when only 8 players are left alive, you will only need 4 pillars to protect everyone, and therefore 2 pillars can be merged. Also, if a pillar has not been fully destroyed, you can place a new one on it. Now, let's get away from the pillars and go over Adina's attacks. Adina deals some damage in front of her towards the tank, but you shouldn't have to worry about that. The boss also has an attack, indicated by an orange AoE cone that knocks back and destroys pillars in it. And this attack you actually want to watch out for. Adina spawns stalagmites as well. These look like little spikes on the platform. Do not run into them, else they will explode and deal big AoE damage. Also, when the boss phases, the stalagmites explode and leave a hole in the platform. Onto the phases. Once the boss is brought to 75, 50 or 25%, it becomes invulnerable and you want to take a step away as there will be some damage close to the boss. 2 sandwalls spawn between the north and the south side of the arena. You need to run around the boss to avoid the walls, else they will fully kill you. Jump and possibly glide over the gaps on the platform and gather up with your group afterwards. Again, don't be too close to Adina at this point, as there is another instant kill mechanic just when the wave appears. Next up, hens will spawn on the sides of the arena. At the 75% phase there will be 2 hens on the northern half. At the 50 and 25% one there will be 2 hens north and 2 hens south. Half of the hens, usually the first and the third ones you go to, will be purely damaging you. The other hens, so the second and the fourth ones, will throw rocks that knock you back. Typically, the Alacrity Renegade will bring the Ventari legend for the tablet reflect, but other skills against projectiles or stability work as well. Most groups will start clearing the north ends on all phases, but there are also groups that want to start south on the second and the third phase, or even split the group. Pay attention to any calls regarding this in your squad. When all the hens are destroyed, some parts of the platform will respawn. Others may disappear. Watch out for the orange parts and take care not to fall down. If the platform respawns on you, you will not be able to get out. If you happen to fall down at some other point, you can simply jump back up again. The ground will bounce you back up. However, also from falling, you will be blinded for a while and you take some damage. Now, you basically know all the mechanics of this fight. Just in the very last phase there will be some extra damaging hens spawning on the sides. Those are usually ignored and the damage is out-healed. With that, I wish you good luck and lots of fun on your next fight against Cardinal Adina.